Do it's Camdork.
Hello everyone, this is Chemdork, and welcome to episode number 51 of Season 2 of my Buildcraft, where we are playing Minecraft with the mods Buildcraft, Thermal Expansion, and Forestry. The base is looking pretty sharp, guys. What do you think? I think so. Anyway, let's go ahead and head toward the base so that we can do our project for the day. Today we will be starting a new project because I am excited to start this new project. And it's going to be dealing with something we really don't ever deal with. In fact, we've never dealt with it in the entire My Buildcraft series, and it's very rarely dealt with in survival anyway. And that is, we have wonderful base, well, appearance. I love the way this thing looks. And functionality is being added all the time to this base, and we have awesome functionality for this minecart station. So this minecart station, if you guys didn't watch, there's a bunch of videos on it, but basically you enter the station and you pick one of these, push one of these buttons, a minecart falls down from the ceiling here, we get in and it takes us to the base where we push the button to go to. So if we wanted to go to the pyramid base, we'd hit this button and then travel to the pyramid base. Now, that's all fine and good, but what I want to do is add something kind of aesthetically pleasing to this, and that is aesthetically pleasing to the ears, because we're going to be messing around with music. So it'll take about maybe 2 episodes is what I'm thinking for this project. But in the first episode, we're going to be setting up the music and the note blocks to be playing, and then in the second episode, we'll be setting up the redstone for controlling it. And what I want to happen here is that, and the reason why I want music here, is that this is kind of like, selecting a base. Is kind of like selecting a stage. And if any of you kind of can guess, one of my favorite series of all time for video games is the Mega Man series. This is why I have the Mega Man skin. And so, let's play what I was thinking was, let's play the stage select music theme to Mega Man. At least Mega Man 2 is what I'm thinking. And so the idea would be you enter into here, it starts playing the music, and that music will continue to loop and loop and loop until you select one of the bases. And once you click a button to select a base, it'll stop the music right then and there, and then play the small tune that plays after you select a robot stage to go to in Mega Man. So it'll be like the same thing here. We'll be entering into here, starting the stage select music, pushing a button, and then starting the little tiny tune. Now that will take some redstone, and it will take some note blocks, and I will be using some Buildcraft things, as you see here, for doing it. So it's not all just redstone and note blocks, although a lot of it is. In this episode, like I said, we'll be doing some of the note block stuff, and the next episode I think we'll be doing the redstone stuff. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and head toward a creative world where we can talk a little bit about how this is going to work, and I can sort of plan it out for you guys. All right? All right, I'm excited. Okay, see you in a minute. Well, so here we are in a creative world, and as many of you know, I've done a bunch of Minecraft Noteblock songs. And if you've seen any of those songs, you might recognize this. This is the pattern. This is basically the framework that I use for those songs, at least a part of it. It allows us to play some tunes. So I think the note blocks are set to... yeah. Okay. Wow, you can't even hear that at all. Let me turn up the music. That's what I hate about Minecraft. Okay, so we play a little bit of a scale there, a major scale. And what we can also do is make this loop. We can have it go backwards. So I'm just gonna kind of mess around. We're gonna build this going back the other way, and just to show you kind of how this is working. So bear with me here. So we're gonna build this going right back the other way. Well, I'll do it this way, and then we'll just we'll do it this way. So basically, we place the repeaters, which are there to delay the signal so that it plays each note block individually, and then, yeah, there we go, we can do it that way. All right, and then we have these blocks set in between these repeaters. I put some redstone over top, and there you go. And this block here is just so that at the end, this piece of redstone is lit and allows this note block to play. Without it, this would not cause that note block to play. There we go. Okay, and then let me just set these note blocks up so that it's a major scale going down. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, so that should do it. So now if we do it, if we flick this. Okay, there we go. We have a never-ending tune that goes up the scale and down the scale. This will do this forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever until we tell it to stop. So this is the basic principle. We want to enter into... Whoop. Okay, we need to stop it. Okay, we need to enter into the area that we're going to, into our station, and have this start and continue to play until we push a button. And then when it pushes a button, it needs to stop. It needs to stop then and there. So we could have it stop like there. But what if I pushed the button to select a station now? It doesn't stop right away. It has to reach the end of the line, so to speak. It can only stop in one location, and that is at the end of the song. I want to have the ability to stop this anywhere. And in order to do that, we have to use a little bit of redstone trickery. Yeah, I know I said I wouldn't do a bunch of redstone here, but that's not relating to note blocks. The redstone is going to be setting up, kind of doing this when we want it to. For now, in order to set up the song, we have to set up the functionality of the song to stop anywhere. And in order to do that, we can't use this framework. This framework only works for stopping at the end of a song, because there's no way to sort of check at each block whether we should continue. At this block, for example, if the signal is right here, it just keeps on going. There's no check for it. So in order to stop it anywhere, we need to have a consistent way of checking it. And the way we can do this is pretty simple. We just set up these blocks, instead of just being one block, we set them up as AND gates. And the way we can do that is through a little design. I'll just go over here and show you guys. Just like this. This is the design. Okay, so this is the general design. It's a small version of it. There's just 12 places for notes here without actually having some places. And you'll notice also I have it set up where there are 3 note blocks playing at once. And this is an interesting thing in case you guys didn't know, just to learn a little bit more about note blocks. Note blocks do not play... They do not play if you power the block next to them, down in the bottom. They will play if you power a block right next to them. But if you put a piece of redstone next to them, they don't play. Also, if you put anything on top of them, they won't play. Because they need to have air above them, and it doesn't matter what's above them, it needs to have one block of air above them. In order to change the sound of a note block, you can right-click to tune it, but you can also change the way it sounds in terms of the instruments by putting different blocks underneath it. And yes, I'm explaining about note blocks because no one ever uses them. So you'll notice this one's just above some dirt, so it plays a piano tune. This plays a bass drum when it's above a stone, and it could be any old stone, cobblestone, or anything that has the same stone character to it. Wood is another kind of instrument. This plays kind of a bass. There's drum sounds. There's the bass drum. There's also sand, which kind of has a little bit of a cymbal snare drum sound. Yeah, kind of like a snare drum. And then glass, which kind of has a tick, tick, tick sound. There it is. And that's it. That's all you have. You have these 4 notes, which are really 3 drum-like sounds that are okay. And then one bass sound and 1 melody sound. Okay, so, but in order to power them, you can either power them, you can always power them directly, or you can power the block next to them. If you power a note block next to them, they will play. See, both of them play. If I put a block right here, though, that's not playing. You notice that note block is not playing, and that's because this one's powered, so that powers this one, but it does not power this one because this is the one that has the redstone right next to it. And again, just to show you, if I do this, now nothing plays. Right? Okay, does that kind of make sense? And if I play, if I somehow, well, let's see, what am I going to do? Let's do one more thing. Let's just kind of, yeah. Let's put note blocks in this pattern. All of them play. So yeah, 3 notes means 3 note blocks are playing. So in this setup, the redstone comes out, it powers this note block, which in turn will have this one play and that one play. But it does not make this one play, right? That's exactly the same setup we had here. So what I have is essentially this setup, where these 3 play, that one does not. Okay? So that's kind of the idea. But how this is working is this is actually AND gates going on, and this is where the Buildcraft stuff comes into play. So these gates are set up so that if the red pipe signal is off, it sends out a redstone signal, which means that when this is off, and it is, it sends out a redstone signal which causes this to be powered. These note blocks only play when this torch turns on. This torch only turns on when that torch is off, so I can just get rid of it, and the gates are off, and I can do that here. See, now it's playing. It caused these 3 to play because this is now on. And essentially what I can do is I can propagate a signal through here, just like I was doing with my system before, using the same kind of idea. So I just turned this redstone signal on, which in fact means it's on, so there's no redstone signal. So this is not true anymore. So now there's no redstone signal. And when I put a signal through the system, it travels, and you can see it travels down and then back up. What I can do right now, though, is I can actually just here. I'll do it this way. Yeah, that's fine for now. So if I send a pulse through this system now it's traveling all the way through. And this will repeat and repeat until, until I turn this off. Sorry. Okay, so the signal is now keep going on and on through this. If I step on here, as long as I'm stepping on here, it's playing. If I step off, wait, here, I'll do it with the switch so I can stop it right in the middle of this little song. There we go. I stopped it right in the middle of the song, right? So only could play one note of that. So now we have the ability using this type of system to stop this note block song anywhere. Now, about the song we're choosing, I know I needed 3 notes to play at each point in the song, and I chose the Stage Select music from Mega Man 2 just because it plays essentially with all 8th notes, so that makes it easy. And so if you don't know anything about music, essentially the rhythm and tunes of the song are very consistent, so that there's no real timing issues. You just set the time for each individual note to play, and then you just select which notes get played at that point in time. But every little beat of the song has a note playing, and there's nothing really fancy about it. So it's a real simple song, and I decided to play the sort of the good big version. And I set up another earlier system over here that actually has some of the song on it. This is only 2-note version of the song, but it's the same song. So let me do it here, and I'll just send a signal through this. Okay, so I'm sending a signal through this. That should, yeah, okay. So if I step on this, it's the same idea. So this is the song that's going to be playing when we are deciding what to choose in terms of our bass. But I can stop it at any point during the song just by stepping off the plate. And here, this will be not one plate, but the idea is that when I want to stop the song, I can do it. Okay? I guess I hope that makes sort of sense. We're going to be building this thing down in underneath all that area. So we'll build it, and as I build it, I'll describe how to build it. So that's kind of the idea there. I just wanted to show you the concept here and give you an idea. Okay, so let's go ahead back to the world and start building. I need to excavate first, and then build it. So let's get to going, because we're going getting. Yeah. All right. See you there in a minute. And let's get to building. Okay, we're going to build the song, but before we do, I dug out a hole, basically a nice little cavernous area that we can build the song in, and that is underneath where we're standing right now. It extends about up to here, so it doesn't quite go any further. I want it to go a little further, but there's some redstone underneath this, if you recall. There's also some redstone going from here, kind of across the way over to here. So I had to build it. I think it's coming out to about here, maybe. And then it extends about 20 blocks in that direction, 15 in that direction, and 15 in that direction. And a cool thing happens actually over here, and you'll see. It turns out we actually just worked out pretty well, where we butt up right against our little lagoon out front. So that's pretty cool. We'll actually be able to see inside this note block area after we're all done. So pretty cool. Okay, I gave myself a little redstone torch as a marker for where we're going to start the song. So, the song is started and is built, again, starting the same way I build all of my redstone songs, which is kind of like this. Say it's 1, we're going to do 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, the entire song itself, each one of these is representing a place in the song where you can play a note. Or a beat in the song. And again, I'm kind of tailoring this to those of you who aren't musically inclined, so that you sort of understand what's going on here. The song basically has a beat that goes, and the song itself plays a note at each one of those beats. So it's really, really consistent. That's why I picked this song, because it's really a pretty easy song to do in that regard. And it doesn't use that many note blocks, which was pretty important since I'm doing this in the survival world where I have to craft these things and use redstone and whatnot that I mine. Okay, so what's different is that normally I would put the redstone on top, just like you saw before, but in that setup, we actually have to create our backbone of AND gates. And these AND gates are not AND gates as I'm building them right now. These are going to be just... these are actually another circuit that we use all the time, even more often than the RS NOR latch guys. This is a really simple circuit. If anyone of you have been playing Minecraft for quite a while and have used redstone in the earlier days of the beta, you might know this circuit. This might be familiar to you. This is a really simple circuit right here. Does anybody know what this is? I saw one hand in the back. Yeah, you guys have been saying it's this. It's a repeater. That's what it is. Whoop. Hey, get out of there, torch. You're in my way. It's this. They later turned, the developers of Minecraft turned this basically into one single block. It's a repeater. But this is exactly what the repeater is, and this is, by the way, guys, this is the reason why you use those things to make a repeater. It's 3 pieces of smooth stone, a piece of redstone, and 2 torches. And that's kind of why. It kind of makes sense based on how you built that. It's the simplest, one of the simplest circuits you can build. Pretty cool. Anyway, so since we have this built, we can stick a torch here, and you can see that down the line, those torches come on. So we will first build the song, and then afterwards I'll put in the other torch or the other piece of the AND gate with the Buildcraft. But I want to build the song first just so we play it and make sure it sounds okay. And then we'll put in the Buildcraft AND gate functionality, and then I think we'll call it an episode. So this is the start of it, and then what we basically do is I alternate 2 pieces of redstone, and then 3 and 2, and then, 2 and then 1, 2 and then 1, 2 and then 1. And then what happens is we have note blocks that can go here, or they go here, or they go here, or they go here, and they go here, and they go here. Okay, so I'm going to place down the note blocks as they need to be. I need to go ahead and grab a few things, but I'll be right back. Okay, got a few things. So, there's a note block. It's now placed on top of dirt, so we have to remember that each one of these is going to be playing a melody note at least. Some are going to be playing as well a harmony note, which is basically just going to be another one of these guys. And others are going to be also including a bass note, which is placing this over wood. In this case, we'll use papaya wood. So for each one of these, we absolutely have to have a melody block. So I'm just gonna place the note blocks first in this little sequence. And so for here, we can't just place a note block on top of this because, as you recall, on top of stone, it sounds like that. It's not really melodic. So we gotta swap this out for some dirt. Same thing here. Again, this is not stone. This is cobblestone, but you get the same sound. So let's swap that out again for some dirt, and do the same thing here. Yeah, there you go. For some dirt. You can also place these on top of air, and you get the same sound. By the way, you get the melody sound. See? All right. So let's put this here and here. Okay, and now let's tune these guys. In this case, that's 4 notes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tune these. Now, how did I figure out how to tune these? Well, you can kind of just play it by ear, or you can actually look at sheet music and kind of figure it out that way. And that's basically what I ended up doing. I'm going to go ahead and tune these melody notes, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, and this is 4, 7, 11, 4, 7, 14, and it sounds like this. Pretty cool. Let's do that again. Yeah! All right. Okay, so that is the melody part of the song, and then that's at least a part of it anyways. That's 6 of the, in total, 32. So we'll end up, I'll make the rest, but as I add, I'll add to this, I'll add some of the bass notes. So the first 2 get a bass note as well. And so I'm just going to put them both here because I know they won't play at the same time. And these guys go over wood because they're going to sound, and both of these get tuned to 4. There we go. So it'll sound like this. Yeah, cool. Okay, so then we skip one. So this one doesn't get a bass note, and this one does. So we'll put them right next to it. There we go. And this one is 7. And what I'll do, guys, is I will post in the comments, I'll kind of post the numbers that correspond to this song, so you can actually create it in your world, too. Yeah, okay, cool. And then the last one is 11. So the last one in this sequence right here gets 11. So it gets a wood, and it gets a bass of 11. Okay, so here we go. Yay! Okay, and then we continue the song, and, well, I'll be right back. I'm going to build the framework, and then I'll be right back. I'll add the note blocks last. All right, well, got the song laid out. It's not too bad. Basically, it goes up, then down, then by here, and then it goes up and down again, and then over back to here, and then it'll connect so we can loop if we want. But here it is, just the simple 16 notes without the harmony. Whoa, that was some lag. Hold on a second. Okay, and then it finishes on the song, and then and that's what I will do. I will finish up the song, and then we can hear it in its entirety. So I'll be right back. Okay, well, it is complete. Did not take too long whatsoever. Didn't use too many note blocks here, but this is the song, and now let's go ahead and play it. So this is the whole thing, and it's even going to loop. Cool. All right. All right. So this will play while we are selecting a station. If we actually go up to the station now, you notice we can still hear it, which is very important for this thing. Great. Okay. So cool. All right. So let's stop the whole thing. Now let's put in the piece that is the innovation here, if you will, and that is stopping it whenever we want to. Okay, so we want to be able to stop this whenever we want to, and as I said, we're going to be able to do that by setting up our AND gate system. So this is going to go up right above, yeah, right above these things. So I'm going to go ahead and basically set a pipe wire right above this. Now it's important to note that the pipe wire that we set is, well, it's important to note that with pipe wires, yeah, we can go right above the torches, that shouldn't be a problem. But with pipe wires, it's important not to make a loop. We cannot make a loop. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of build all this pipe around here and then set the wire on it. And then we're going to set some gates. All right, so I'll see you in a bit. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I laid out all the structural pipe and the pipe wire and the gates. There is one small problem. It's not really that much of a problem, but it's a little bit of a problem. So if I wanted to conserve gates, what I could do is basically put one every other note block, which I might do. But what I have to do is skip 1, 2, 3, or yeah, I have to skip 2 of these here because they're right underneath this, and this is are some lines that actually are used to send minecarts back. So I can't actually put a gate underneath here because if it powers this, it's going to power the line above it. So I have to not put a gate there. But otherwise, the other gates are fine. And in fact, I think I am going to put a gate maybe every other one so that it doesn't stop. Because there's going to be a little lag anyways, and it might conserve gates for me. But, you know, no, I'll just leave it like this for now. And I can always adjust it later. So how we want to set this up is that this wire is going to turn on when I enter the room, which is going to allow the song to play. And then at the same time it turns on, it's going to send a pulse down here to start the song playing. And then when I push a button, it's going to turn the wire off, which is going to stop the song. So with the wire in its off position, I want this to indicate don't play this note, which means it has to keep this powered at all costs. If this redstone line is not powered, this torch comes on. See? So that means that if this line remains powered, the torch will remain off and the song will not play. So when the wire is off, we want this to put out a redstone signal. Oops. Wire off, redstone signal. Yes, that's what we want. So, wire off, redstone signal. Wire off, redstone signal. Okay, so I'll do that for all these gates. I'll be right back. All right, they're all set, and I actually misspoke. You cannot remove one of these because then that note will play, which means we do have to address the 2 missing notes here, the 2 notes that are going to be screwed up by this. So I'm going to have to address this somehow. I actually probably can address it pretty simply. I just have to scoot everything down a little bit, which is what I guess I have to do. I have to scoot this whole thing down a few, or at least I have to scoot this last 6 right here down a bit, which I'll do. I'll be right back. There you go. I moved it. So I moved them over 4 blocks. It was actually perfect amount of room, and it now should not interfere with the minecart station. It's amazing how that worked out. It's exactly, I could not move it 1 more over, otherwise I'd have to have a lot more work. So this is exactly, I can't move this 1 block over this way. I'd have to move all of this too, so it'd be annoying. But it works exactly as planned. So now let's go ahead and play the song. So what's important to note is that at this point in time, if we try to play the song the way we did before by sending a pulse through the system, it won't play. And the reason is because these gates are now putting out a redstone signal all the time, which means that this piece of redstone will never ever turn off. And when it turns off is the only way these note blocks play. So what'll happen is that when I walk into the station, I'll have to trigger an event that holds this on. And now the pipe wire is on, which means that these gates, are not putting out a redstone signal anymore, meaning that the fate of this redstone is tied to the fate of this torch. So when a signal goes through this block and turns off the torch, it turns off this as well, and this torch turns on, and therefore we play the song. So now we should be able to play the song and hear it as normal, and we can. And now, like I said before, in normal systems like this without this whole AND gate stuff and the structural pipe and pipe wire, we can only stop the song at the end of the song right here. So if I pushed the button to select a minecart station, it has to finish the song before it actually does it. So that's not what we wanted. We wanted to be able to push the button to select a minecart station and have it stop immediately. So let's see if it works. So say I push the button now. And lo and behold, the song stops dead in its tracks. Now you'll notice that the actual signal is propagating still through the system. And in fact, we can just turn the song on at any point in time. It's kind of like an automatic sound on and off switch. It's kind of cool, but we'll have to set up the redstone where it actually stops this pulse as well. But we'll do that in another episode. For now, this is a pretty productive episode. We actually put music in our world that wasn't Minecraft music. That's pretty cool. And devised it, and then we're gonna be messing with it next episode. Like I said, it's gonna be a little bit redstone heavy, but I think you guys are up to it, right? I think so. That's so cool. Alright, I got my little Mega Man 2 theme music now. That's awesome. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and, well, see you in the next episode where we finish this project. Take care.